about people coming in. All right, so welcome to Sonoma. It's the Season 3 kickoff event for the Moe's Southwest Grill 112 here at Sonoma Raceway. Jacob Hitz, Al Kozlowski here with you for the call as we get set to go. Group qualifying going on as we speak. That is wrapping up right now. I tell you what, we were surprised that they did group qualifying here, but we should be a little less surprised since it's a road course, but still pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, Jake, it was interesting to see them coming around. Some of them stayed on the track even. That was even more interesting. We're going to have 45 laps tonight, and this typically should take us roughly about an hour and a half to complete. They're local cautions only, which means that there will only be a caution thrown if you're around that car. It will not give you an opportunity to slow down. You better just pass and go, because as soon as you get past that caution, you are done. That caution flag is history.
It's going to be interesting to see how these guys react to it, since it's not something these guys typically go through. Just looking at the license classes, since this requires you to have a license in oval, this counts as a road course, so it puts the road license in for you. We've got a lot of red plates, a lot of orange plates, but we also see a lot of green and blue. It's a stark contrast here between the rookies on the road courses and those that are pretty darn good here.
Yeah, you're going to probably be able to tell the rookies, not only by the yellow stripes that they may have on their cars, but about how much grass they got in the front end of that car.
Now we're gonna see a lot of local yellows, I'm sure, especially in the opening lap. I'd be surprised if they make it around the whole way without having some sort of multi-car pileup, because it's bound to happen when you got everybody packed so close together on this racetrack. It's not a small track. It's over 2.5 miles. It's longer than Daytona. Not as quite as long as Talladega, but it's pretty narrow here.
Yeah, we're just wrapping up this qualifying, and it looks like the 15 of Caden Rush has dropped a blistering 1 minute and 37-second lap. In second, Clifton Cockrell in the 16 car was a 1.38, almost a whole second slower than Caden Rush. So Caden Rush, if he can keep that going on, he should be able to walk away with this. But qualifying, even though it was group qualifying, it usually takes a little bit less stress off of you, and you just go out there and blister one out. So when the racing starts, he'll have some competition that are going to be pushing on his bumper, and let's see how he reacts to that temper.
Yeah, we'll have to see how these guys handle all of that as we get set now for pre-race ceremonies and the national anthem here from Sonoma. And it'll be coming sooner or later, I'm sure.
I thought you were going to sing it for us, Jake.
Oh no, that's not at my pay grade, unfortunately.
That's a little bit above my pay grade too. Plus,
yeah,
we got followers on here, and I don't want to lose those. So
yeah. Well, we're I just pulled the scanner up just so I can hear and wait for the anthem to start playing, and then once that's done, we'll run through the starting lineup for tonight's race. And even though it is nighttime in the real world, it's still 12:45 local time at Sonoma, which isn't accurate to anything, but it's good enough for us. And
once this grid starts up, I don't know. We got about another 50 seconds here before we're going to start gridding these, and then we'll run down that grid after the national anthem is played. We do have some fast cars out there, though. That is certain.
Yeah, and a lot of them are rookie drivers, at least to this series. We brought in a lot of newcomers over the past couple of weeks, and they are here to make their debut here tonight, including an all-rookie front row, something that we typically don't see.
Well, they certainly did put down a blistering pro qualifying laps. There we go with the national anthem.
I was going to say we had it.
I thought somebody was going to sing it for us here.
Heard it for a moment. It was already in the second verse. I wonder if we're having some technical difficulties on another end that we can't control.
We might be having that. Absolutely.
We've got one that's going to start from pit road. I'm not sure who that is. Pace cars rolling off. Cars are rolling off, and it's now, I guess, time to run down through the starting lineup here from Sonoma. So, leading us off on the pole, let me pull this up and try to get this right. Oh, okay, maybe not. All right. So, Caden Rush, he sits on the pole in what looks like the 00. It's actually the number 15. Then next to him will be Clifton Cockrell in the 16 car. If I can get this camera angle here. Then starting third, Gregory Hectus, another rookie in the 996. Then the 37, Andrew Melvin. He's a returner from last year. The 993 of Harry Wills starts in the 5th spot. 6th will be the 68 of Mike Knight. 7th to 4, Brian Johnson, the runner-up in the championship. 8th, Isaac Barkley in the number 94. 9th, the 25 of Austin Bolke. And rounding out the top 10, the number 17 of James Kalabali. I think I screwed that name up, but we're going to have a lot of that tonight. So go ahead. Take us through 10th through or 11th on back there, Al.
What we actually think, I think Jeffrey Smith is in 10th in that 96, and James Kalabali, right. James Kalabali in the 17th is 11th. Mr. Majors in the 82 looks like starting 12th, and that's a new name for us this season. There's Brian Tong in the number 7 is 13th. Jay Felton is a returner in the number 30, and he is in 14th. Curtis Valenzuela is 15th. He's coming back with us again this season. Stephen West in the 74 is 16th. David Gervais in the 5 is 17th. Michael Schuer in the 75 is 18th. And then we have Charles Wood is 19th. Kyle Feemster is 20th, I believe, in a 38th.
And you talked about Jay Felton there. He's actually starting from pit road. He missed the start, so he will not be with everybody else when we get the green flag. He may have qualified in that 10th spot, but he is not the 10th spot.
He might have had
qualified.
14th. He might have had technical difficulty there because that's
going to
kind of
start from pit road. Meanwhile, the pace car is on pit road. The field will come around through turn 11 and take us back to the start zone, not necessarily the restart zone. Caden Rush and Clifton Cockrell will lead us down to the start. The 3rd season of the iRacing Stock Car Association is underway from Sonoma.
And look at that. Caden Rush has got a huge leap on that in the number 15 car over Clifton Cockrell in the 16. And they are running side by side still, and now they start to nose to tail. Oh, there was a big bump.
Oh, man, the 94 slid up off the racetrack. They're 3 wide back there between Brian Johnson, Barkley, and Bulkey. That really could have gotten big as everybody makes it through the first 2 corners. Now make it 3 corners without any incident. Looking further
Here's
back.
Here's going to be a tricky one.
We've got one off course in the back. It's Ben Quimby. That's in turn 3. Doesn't hit anybody. Everybody's still going. And here's the infield part of the course. Headed for the carousel, turn 5.
This is where it gets really, some people will get squirrely coming off this turn, and they'll lose it, and they'll go right over those rumble strips there.
I've seen them get loose going into this corner here as well.
This is a fancy corner right here. You'll see some people will miss that turn and go straight and hit those tires at the very end there.
Yeah, they
the leaders that got this mastered.
Everybody else making it through okay as they head through the S's for the first time. It is all Caden Rush out in front of the field. Pulling away from Clifton Cockrell. Then it's Hectus in 3rd, Melvin 4th, Harry Wills in the 5th spot. As so far so good, it doesn't look like anybody has had any trouble at this point. We got one car off way in the back, Ron Hollyfield. He's up against the inside wall, just got on the gas a little too hard. Coming out of turn 7 and nosed into the wall. Everybody else avoided him. He was already, I think, the last car in line to begin with, so no real harm there. We've completed 1 lap, and Caden Rush already has 0.8 of a second up over Cockrell.
Yeah, he had gained a lot on that coming across the start-finish line. He had a good gas pedal there.
Everybody's single file and pretty social distance out for the top 10 or so. Have to go back to Brian Tong and Stephen West battling for the 11th spot for the first tight battle on the racetrack, and everybody's bottled up behind them with Munatsi Major and some others. Of course, the 82 and the 25 are identical cars with identical numbers, so it's going to be a nightmare trying to tell those two cars apart, but we'll do our best as the race goes on.
Yeah, I don't understand that why Austin Bulkey's got the same color scheme there.
And it's the same color number, same style number. And here is Brian Tong all over the back bumper of Jeffrey Smith through turn 7 on his inside. Meanwhile, further back, a pass being made. That's Kyle Feemster blowing by Kalabali in that 17.
And when you said that Stephen Weston at 74, I think he's going to come across or take that position away from Jeffrey Smith as well. He is riding that bumper pretty tight. They've got to time their passes just right, because one mistake and you can be taking both of you out. And they're going to have
wrong inside. Yep. West is going to follow him. West gets into Smith. West will lose one. West will lose nothing. One car goes wide. That's major. Jeffrey Smith gets passed for the 10th spot by Brian Tong after Stephen West gave him a little door slam in the hairpin turn 11.
Yeah, he punched it in there pretty good. He let him know he was there, and if it wasn't for a little take, there would have been a whole lot of giving there problems.
Yeah.
But this is a long race. I mean, we're only on lap 2, and we have got 43 more laps to go. There could be some paybacks. We should see some stops. I think about lap 30, 32, 33. The 96 takes that a little too wide there. That's Jeffrey Smith. He's got a hard to handle, hard to manage car there.
Yeah, he's been pretty well all over the place. It looks like he lost that spot to West. Also got passed by Kyle Feemster, so he's now in the 13th position as they head down the back stretch. What is the drag strip here at Sonoma? And then take this little exit here towards turn 6 and then get into turn 7.
While we talk about that, let's get back to the leaders here and watch Caden
Rush.
Caden Rush he put a 2.5 second gap between him and second place at 16 of Clifton Cockrell. He is just checked out.
I'm sure some of these guys are wondering what shortcut he's taken to get that far ahead of everybody else, because, I mean, he is just going. He's putting on a Robbie Oddie-like performance that we saw last season. Him not here tonight, but still we've got the spirit of him right now driving that 15 car.
Well, it's funny you say that. I was kind of thinking maybe this Caden Rush is Robbie Oddie. He just changed his name because he doesn't want everybody to be mad at him this season.
It's possible.
Nonetheless, Caden Rush is wheeling that car really well. He's got a almost 2.5 second gap.
Yeah, and he's just minding his own business right now.
Yeah, he's on a Sunday drive.
I mean, compared to everybody else's fastest lap, or compared to everybody's last lap here, Caden Rush is at least 1.5 seconds faster than everybody else in the field.
Yeah, but he could be using up those tires, and this is a track that typically they don't wear out too fast. But if you abuse them, they will let you know really fast, and you can slide your tires, and I do believe you can flat spot these things too.
We haven't seen these guys really pull off a long run. That's where we could see Caden Rush kind of fall off, but he certainly pulled out way ahead. Now the gap 3 seconds.
Yeah, he could fall off quite a bit and not have to worry about it. Now, it's just a matter of one mistake. He could go off track just one time and get in the grass, and that would open the door for Clifton to just ride on past him.
Yep. Somebody caught the commitment cone on the headed for turn 11. It looks like it was the 16 Clifton Cockrell. Oh, I see. Somebody else already hit it first, and then Cockrell did the damage and sent it up into the tires there right at the pit road wall, so really no harm, no foul. It doesn't do any damage anyways, but just thought that was interesting to see that bounce around the racetrack.
They are using those rumble strips on these turns a lot.
Yeah.
That's not going to be good for that handling that car in the long run. I don't know what the thinking is.
Well, it isn't like the Roval where you have to clobber the curbs in order to turn the car as well as you would like it to. Here, the curves are the rumble strips are relatively flat. While there may be a goal for these guys to try and get close to those spots on the racetrack, I don't know if you necessarily want to run them over constantly, because that could really hurt your car in the end of it, like you said.
Yeah, it could damage some stuff. Looks like we're battling up there a little bit further up. Who is that? It's not. Yeah, that's like Stephen West and
Stephen West and Jeffrey Smith again. It's
Yeah,
12.
they're battling. They're fighting for 12th and 13th position here. Stephen West is going to try to. Yeah, he's going to try to go to the high side here, and that's not going to work for him. He'll probably cut this corner really short. No, they're going to use those rumble strips.
He's going to try and get the draft off him. Michael Schur has caught up to him in that 75 car, making his first start tonight. And West is there. Smith left the door open for a moment. Was able to seal it back up tight. Meanwhile, further behind them, the 82 Munatsi Major continues to fall back through the field. He's back in 16th now, getting pressure from David Gervais and Mike Eames. He's now been able to pull away, but he almost got past in turn 7.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of big gaps and small gaps because there's turns. And looks like Michael Eames is running that Monster Energy paint scheme again in that 3. And he looks like he's going to peek to the inside of David Gervais. And he's going to have him in this turn because David takes it wide and almost catches the tires out there. We have cars on pit road.
Oh?
Did they come to pit road?
Well, I just saw a car without its hood. It looks like they might have come onto pit road. That's Curtis Valenzuela. And yes, indeed, he came onto pit road. Not sure what's up with that. Let me try and find the car without a front nose anymore. Who's in the back of the pack? It wouldn't have been. Oh, it is. It is Kenny Powell.
Oh, it's Mr.
At 24
Kenny Powell.
hit something, and he hit something pretty hard because he no longer has a splitter, a nose, a hood.
Well, this is a road course.
Rewinding, and this was, turn 8 on lap 4. Caught the curb, got loose, and went head on into the tires. So at the start of the S's, just overcooked it and hit the tires pretty hard. He was able to get it going in the right direction. Didn't hit anybody else, thank goodness.
Well, as long as he's got all 4 tires still underneath him, he won't. Oh, he's going off into the grass in that turn. That car is ill handling greatly tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the lack of no hood. He's getting plenty of airflow, so he won't overheat.
That's true.
But this was our last season's Patriot Pirate, and this car is just ill handling for him today.
Yeah.
He might have knocked that suspension a little bit and put it out of adjustment. And now his tape at the top of his steering wheel is pointing a lot to the left here.
Yeah, it's probably not good for him. The gap between first and second maintaining at about 0.3 of a second. Or 3 seconds. But between Caden Rush and Clifton Cockrell, it hasn't really increased or decreased much so far. Kind of just plateaued where they're at. Maybe Clifton doing a better job at saving his tires, but he also has Gregory Hectus closing in his rearview mirror for that second spot. Tyler Pluff is, well, we have a couple of cars blinking around in the back. One of them was Pluff. Everybody's still good. Everybody's still rolling. One car off course way in the back, David Gervais.
There's going to be a lot of mowers. They're going to go in this grass and tear some stuff up.
Turn 4 just went in too hot and went wide. Got it back on the race course, and now he's got Munatsi Major right behind him.
This track is, it's 128 degrees. The air temp is at 73, so that track is fairly warm. It's almost like riding on glass for these drivers. So
it's certainly not easy. And of course, I talked about Caden Rush possibly losing his lead. It's now back up to 3.5 seconds. So he's pulling away again. That or Cockrell made a mistake on that last lap. And could be because Hectus has closed that gap in for second spot. He's within striking distance of trying to make a pass now.
Yeah, Clifton might have used up his material trying to stay up with Caden. You got to temper yourself a little bit here and pace yourself. You don't want to use up all your material.
Hectus ran the fastest lap out of everybody that last time by, a second faster than even Rush, who's leading this thing. Cockrell was only 0.2 off of Rush's last time by. We also have some lap traffic. Michael Doyle goes wide in turns 6 and 7, and I mean way wide, possibly trying to get out of Rush's way. Rush gets by him no problem. So the first car 1 lap down of this race.
I didn't think I was going to see anybody go a lap down, but
Yeah,
it's good to see.
at least he was able to stay out of the way and let the leader go by.
Well, it's good to see when we drive around this track. We see some fans that showed up. I don't see too many of them wearing masks, but they're all standing out there. But they're social distancing. I do see about six feet apart from everybody.
Surprised they were allowed to come here considering this track's in California. Doyle comes onto pit road. He stays out of the way.
Yeah, Michael might have some issues with that mechanically. That vehicle might not be running to the top.
And Caden Rush's lead has increased by a second. It's now 4.5 seconds, the gap between first and second.
It's like Michael was
a second faster than everybody else.
Oh, we're getting loose coming off these turns. Boy, their tires are getting wore out. We're only 7 laps in. How many tire sets do we get at this race? Is it 1 set of tires?
No, I think it's
3.
It's
3 or
5.
4? Is it 5?
We get 5.
He's one of his sets right now on lap 7.
Yeah, it's 5 sets, but you got to keep in mind that one of them is what's
already on there when you started. Yeah,
so they've got 4 more in the pits. Hectus and Cockrell.
Go back up to
First,
second and third place cars. Yeah, let's see what's going on with these guys. They're battling it out.
Hectus made a move there looking for turn 6, just too far back, couldn't get to the inside of him. But he is all over that back bumper. He thinks he's faster than Cockrell, and he may be right, but he's got to get by him first.
It's going to be a corner.
Rush now up almost by 5.5 seconds over everybody else.
Yeah, Rush wants to see this battle.
After third place, Andrew Melvin is 20 seconds behind the race leader. And
off
Hectus.
Yes, he pushed it a little bit too much. That didn't hurt him that bad. He ran it off there, mowed a little grass, and come back on there. He's got very little damage to the valence of that front end.
Just got too wide, maybe got a little loose coming out of turn 10 and tried to hang on to it, and instead decided to go off course. He only lost about 0.7 of a second to Cockrell, and it will take some time to make that up, but still got a long way to go.
The strategy here for Hectus is just put enough pressure on Cockrell to make him make a mistake. You know, the stress and the worry about what corner he's going to get me in will cause him to make a mistake. And he's already caught up.
Hectus but you can't overthink it here, too, if you're Hectus. After that first mistake, you got to get focused now. You can't go in and decide to bonsai it and then take both of you guys out or something stupid like that. You've got to be able to stay cool inside that car because there's still a long way to go.
Hell, the second and third is a whole lot better than a 22nd or 23rd. I mean, you might want to be patient and just take it, get your opportunity when you can. You don't want to press it. And it doesn't look like Gregory is pressing it.
Bad exit there for Hectus. Cockrell was able to get a little more speed in the center of the corner. We'll see how Hectus takes turn 10 after sliding off course last time by.
And we get out our leader. He just put another car lap down here. That is the 30. I believe that was the 30. Or was that Ron Hollyfield in a 90?
That was Hollyfield in a 90. And here's Hectus inside for second, and he's got it. Gregory Hectus takes second place away. Turn 11, what a pass.
Caden Rush in the 15, the leader. He's coming up on another lap car. We're going to put another driver a lap down here, and that would be Kenny Powell. But Caden Rush, he got a little loose coming out of that turn. He pushed the gas a little bit too much.
6-second gap between the leader and second place now, Gregory Hectus. And he's already starting to gap Cockrell.
Boy, Caden is losing it. Yeah, his front end, Caden is going to end up putting this in the grass.
Well, his lap times have fallen off by about at least 2 seconds since the drop of the green flag. So these tires certainly have a lot of fall off. But and as I don't think we talked about this earlier, but these guys can make a little over 30 laps on fuel. So really, they only have to pit once. We have a car slow. That's Ben Quimby. Where did he come from? Quimby was parked up against the inside tires. He got loose coming out of turn 6, got over the rumble strips and got into the grass, floored it, and locked it up, hit the tires. Now able to keep it rolling. He just kind of popped out of the woodwork as the leaders went by there. And another car off. This is turn 10, Tommy Amos. And he looks like he was battling back here with Kalabali, and they both went off in turn 10. Amos hit the tires. Kalabali did a nice little Tokyo drift and was able to keep it off. Valenzuela passed them both. Valenzuela already pitted, though.
We have another car on pit road. Who is, or is he just coming off of pit road here?
That looks like it's Amos. And Ben Quimby also on pit road.
Yeah, they're taking some tires. Their tires have laid down on
had issues. Decide to come in and take tires. As Hectus is not closing in on Rush right now.
No, but if you watch the line that Rush is running here and watch how he gets off these corners and how unstable that car is, it's only a matter of time before he meets some turf.
Certainly can't be long.
If second place Gregory Hectus in that 996 could just be patient, he'll be able to take the lead, because it looks like Caden Rush is just abusing his car.
But he's still running more than a half second faster than Hectus is, more than almost a second and a half faster than Cockrell in the third spot. So he's just gone. And again, a 26-second gap between first and fourth.
Yeah,
Andrew Melvin right now. I believe he still has yet to cross the start-finish line. Well, maybe not now, but it certainly appeared that way on scoring for a bit.
And I'm just now seeing, Jake, what you're talking about here. It looks like Caden Rush is going to pass himself. Yeah, the car he's going to pass is identical to his car. I don't know if they're teammates on a... What car is that? We've got the...
That's Dylan Canova in the 70. He goes wide in turn 11, lets the leader by.
Yeah, he's got yellow numbers, so maybe he's a rookie.
I'm not so sure about that, and I'm not seeing what you're seeing either. I've got a white and blue 70 on my screen with white numbers.
I'm showing that 15 and the 70 are identical. One's got white numbers and one's got yellow numbers.
Nah, I'm not sure.
It might be a trade and paints issue.
Yeah, that's what I'm willing to bet it is.
One of us has a expired iRacing.
Maybe. Meanwhile, further back, Stephen West sends it in on Brian Tong. He's going to bring Mike Knight with him, it looks like. Never mind that they were passing Mike Knight. Brian Tong trying to get by as well, couldn't do it. That was for the 8th spot. Stephen West moves into the 8th, now making 9th position. So, Knight lost a couple of spots there on that last lap.
Boy, this field is changing a lot. We have a lot of cars that are off track here in that turn. There's one just coming to a complete stop back there. He's going to go now. Is that Amos?
Saw one car slide off in turn 6 and 7. That was 70. That was Canova in the 70. He's right now 26th, a lap down.
Yeah, he was just put a lap down, I think, just there.
Hectus is closing in a little bit on Rush. It's now down to only 6 seconds. Lap cars get out of the way as Cecil Keith in the 33 gets lapped by the leader. And second place is able to go around the outside in turn 11 and get by both the lap cars, the 70 and the 10 car of Quimby.
And that will put now that we only have 24 cars on the lead lap. We presently have about 7 or 8 cars that are a lap or more down. And we're only 14 laps in. We still have 31, 32 more laps left of this race.
Yeah.
At this rate, Caden Rush, if he can keep his car on the track, he will... Oh, we have one blowing up or locking up here in front of Caden.
He's got a couple of cars up in front of him. I didn't see
Yeah,
it.
that's 17, it looks like, of James Coulibaly.
Kalabali, yeah.
And it's 17. Yeah, he's going to put him a lap
Now he
down.
gets passed.
So that's another car coming off the lead lap here. We're going to have 23 now. The next car to go a lap down will be 78. And once that car goes down, that's Sam Lear. He will be one lap down, joining the other 8 cars that are a lap or more down.
Got to start wondering at this point when we could see possibly some guys in the back come on pit road, try and short pit this thing. Try and pit, get fresh tires, and then try and earn their spots back. I don't know how possible that's going to be, since we probably won't see a full course yellow in this event.
Yeah, we should expect to see the leaders coming in about 33, 34 laps. So we're about 19 more laps. Oh, and Caden Rush took that
was
wide
close.
to pass that lap car. I thought he was going to catch that wall.
In the 12. That's his second lap down already. Lear's a little while up ahead. Hectus still 6.5 seconds behind the leader. And just looking through the field, there's not a lot of battling going on right now. Everybody's pretty sprint out.
This isn't not a track you want to battle at. If you battle here, you could lose for you and your competitors. So you want to try to be patient and pick and choose your passing zone. Caden Rush is coming up on 2 more cars to pass right here, and he's he just gets loose.
Yeah, he's been loose in the last couple of corners. I noticed going into turn 5 under braking, it looked like he was a little sideways. Sam Lear up in front of him, then a little farther up, the 97 of Hollingsworth. Both those guys probably going to be a lap down shortly. We got some people on pit road. Isaac Barkley in the 94 and the 993 of Harry Wills. So we're already seeing some folks come onto pit road at this point.
If you watch the leader,
Lear got sideways going into turn 11, and he gets passed and put a lap down.
Caden Rush, every time he comes to that last turn right there, he will knock one of those commitment cones out of the way.
I've seen him knock all of them over.
Yeah, I don't know what he's got against those commitment cones, but
it's his line getting into the corner, and so far it's been working for him.
Yeah. I'm amazed. I'm amazed at Caden Rush in that 15, how well he's handling this car when I know those tires, he's beat him up pretty bad.
Going into turn 4, he almost lost it.
Yeah.
He was all over the place.
He's racing on gelatin tires right now. I mean, he's going to have to come in and pit. We probably should see him in lap 25. He's going to short pit this thing, I'm going to guess.
Try and split the race in half instead of going
right. Yeah.
Until he's
That's
almost
what I'm going to guess he's going to do. Now, that's going to be the big disadvantage is if he can get on there just right, he'll be fine. But if second place Gregory Hectus in that 996 tries to roll the dice and go as far as he can.
He's closed the gap in by a second. It's now 5.5 seconds.
Yeah. The
gap. So he has closed it in, even though Rush has had, I would think, an easier time getting around lap traffic.
They're being pretty courteous. They're letting it by easy. They're not pressing it, and they're not racing him or anything. His competitors are being really nice to him and letting him go by, but he's still abusing. Watch this. He'll hit these cones. See it?
1, 2.
Yeah, he just takes out as many cones as he can. Maybe that is his line.
Go out there and put him back up every time he goes by.
I know. I feel bad for that person. And we have another car just went a lap down, so that leaves us with 21 cars on the lead lap now.
Yeah, Hollingsworth got put a lap down. The next car to get lapped is Harry Wills. He already pitted, so I wouldn't expect to see him get lapped. Sam Learer's on pit road. He's already a lap down. He's getting service for the first time tonight. As the gap between first and second continues to close, the gap now just 5 seconds. So it appears Hectus has a better long-run car than the 15.
Well, I believe Hectus hasn't abused his material. That's what I'm believing here. I'm watching Caden Rush, he is rushing, like he's trying to run away from somebody. He has a 5-second gap between him and the second place. Now it's dwindling down because he's just tearing apart his equipment.
Yeah. We'll be back at another road course later this season, back at Watkins Glen. I hope we get to visit the Roval in the next season. We'll have to wait and see on that, but this is the first of 2 road courses that's on the schedule for this season 3 next week. Where are we? Are we in Chicagoland?
I believe you are right, Jay. I believe
I have that right.
Yes.
Cool. So we're at Chicagoland next week, and then we get to go to my home track, good old Pocono. So can't wait for that. Pocono may not bring the best racing in the world, but it's still better than New Hampshire.
Pocono brings the wrecks, though. Pocono brings the wrecks.
I don't fight anybody to the death that Pocono is a better track than New Hampshire because they haven't had to use restrictor plates on the track. So, big gaggle of cars up in front of Caden Rush right now. 4, 5, 6 of them. It's almost like a Daytona pack back here. Wills, Chris Johnson, Smith, Major, Valenzuela, Pluff, and Felton all back here. All in a knot.
This is going to be interesting. Does Caden Rush, the leader, does he pick and choose where he passes them, or does he just give it all the gas he's got and go for it?
Well, and he's going to be looking in his mirror more now because Hectus has no lap traffic between him and the leader, and he's down just 4 seconds behind him.
Yeah, he's closing that gap. I mean, it's 2 laps, and he's already knocked a second off. And right when Caden Rush starts to catch this whole bundle of cars in front of him, I mean, there's a dozen or more cars, it's going to start slowing him up.
One car goes wide. Looks like that's Pluff. He gets passed by a bunch of them. A lot of those guys have pitted. Barkley, Felton, Valenzuela, and Wills have already pitted. Pluff, Major, Smith, and Johnson have yet to pit. We may see them pit soon. The gap now under 4 seconds for the lead.
Yeah, this is going to be a great opportunity for Gregory to catch up to the leader because this bundle of cars he's got in front of him, Kane's going to have to not rush.
He's already taking it easy.
Yeah,
behind Chris Johnson right now, so he doesn't run him over. That gap is now at 3 seconds. He goes to the inside, almost overshot it on the brakes.
Yeah, he missed his cones right there, so he didn't. Oh yeah, he got loose.
Drag racing that thing off of turn 11, had the tires lit up and everything. What a save!
He was rushing it
now, but here comes not Caden Rush. Here comes Hectus.
Yes, he's 2.5 seconds now. He's gonna get him. He's got plenty of opportunity, but he's also got to pass by these lap cars.
He's got a battle shaping up in front of him right now between Major and Smith. This is for position for the 18th spot. And here goes Smith underneath, makes the pass. Major is all but stopped, and Rush is able to get by. I'm sure his heart skipped a beat for a moment. But Hector has to deal with side-by-side between Major and Johnson. This is in turn 5.
We got Jeffrey Smith, who's been unstable during this race. He's been on the track, off the track, on the track, off the track. This, as you see right there, he's off the track.
Hectus is losing up the hill now due to the 2 lap cars, and there goes Smith. Off the course he goes, going up to say hi to some fans, and that's going to allow Rush to pull away by more than a second.
Here comes Jeffrey Smith. Got John Deere as a sponsor on that car.
Gets by Chris Johnson, still has to worry about Major in front of him. While Rush focuses on Jay Felton, the next car to go a lap down. He started from the pits. And Hectus gets by Major, but it's a 3.5-second gap once again for the lead, as Rush now held up by Jay Felton in the 30.
And Jay Felton got pressure tires, so he's not going to give it that easy. But here we go again. He's got to lose it. He's going to lose it this one. Yeah, he locks him up.
Lights it up. Felton can't get underneath him, and I don't think Felton has fresher tires because he started in the pits. I think that time that you see there is from him having to wait for the field to go by, not necessarily because he put tires on it. Otherwise, it wouldn't matter because he still started on fresh tires compared to everybody else at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, our race
So,
for the lead is going to change here in about 2.5 seconds. That's our gap between first and second now, between Caden Rush and Gregory Hectus.
16 cars on the lead lap. And it's Tyler Pluff out in front of the leader right now that he'll get to. Then Valenzuela. Pluff has yet to pit. Kenny Powell's also up there. He'll get lapped for a second time.
I think Kenny went back to find his hood. I think that's what happened with him. He stopped. Yeah, them hoods are expensive. You just can't let them fly by.
One lap down. And he has not pitted to try and fix any of the damage that he got when he slapped the tire barriers on lap 4 coming out of turn 8. The gap back up to 3 seconds between Rush and Hectus. Rush trying to rush around the 21 of Pluff. Can't quite get there. Gets a little sideways out of turn 7.
Well, watch how Clifton, watch this when he comes right to this last turn before the start-finish line. He is going to just press it in there, lock the brakes up, and try to get around Tyler Pluff.
He's loose coming out of turn 8 right there.
Oh, yeah. He's
hanging on to it. And Powell under, and that's going to lead to 0-0 with nowhere to go.
Here you go. Let's see what he does here. He leaves the cones up, right? And he's going to, 21. Tyler Pluff. He locked him up and slid right into the tires.
He gets it back out. I think
he's locked there. Yeah, I think he's gonna join the Kenny Powell No Hood Club.
Well, he still has a hood for now. Hectus trying to catch Powell 1 coming off pit road. That's sure. The leader able to get by him. Second place able to get by as well. The gap just under 2.5 seconds. Next car to be lapped is Valenzuela. He's a little bit farther ahead of Rush. And that should allow him to be able to pull away from Hectus a little bit as Hectus still has to get by.
We are not even halfway through this race, Jake. Halfway through this race, and we've already got half of the field a lap or more down.
Yeah. And some of the guys that are laps down have already pitted. Others not so much. They're still on the same tires that the leaders are on. At least time-wise. Wear-wise, it'll be different. 2-second gap between Rush and Hectus.
Yes, Caden's getting loose.
Sure, I tell you what, Sure on those fresher tires is giving Rush a run for his money right now.
Yeah, he's pressing his envelope here. He's going to try to squeeze in front of him. He wants that lap back.
Yeah, trying to get back on the lead lap.
Gregory Hectus needs, he's trying to, he almost flipped that car.
Rush just clobbered the curbs in turn 8. We've seen those curbs literally cause people to crash in that part of the track.
Yeah, those are turtle shells. They'll lift him right up. Here he goes. Let's see how he handles this last turn before the start finish right here. Like he's done before, he locks it in. Let's see if he locks it up
pressure. Again. He's able to break it in pretty smooth. We'll see his exit here. Did not spin the tires.
Did you see in his rear view? He's seeing that Gregory Hectus is right there. He's getting him.
2.5 seconds is the gap. Remember, they both still have to pit. So it's possible that Rush can hang on to this as long as he's flawless on pit road.
I would almost be willing to bet that Caden Rush
Sure got sideways right in front of Hectus. Hectus gets by, but he had the lift. But he's still closing in. I tell you what, I thought he was going to lose time. Instead, he gained some.
He didn't skip a beat. He just kept on going. He's gonna pass
ahead. That's Valenzuela and Gervais. Both alive. Valenzuela has pitted. Gervais has not. Through turn 5, turn 6 rather, the sweeping carousel. Or no, this is turn 5, right?
This is one of them turns, Jake. It's one of them turns. Caden there's way too many turns. There's a lot of rights and lefts here, and a lot of braking going on. I understand Watkins going a lot better with this track because this track has changed over the last 2 years. And down under a second is Hectus closing in on the leader. Yeah, we're gonna have a race for the lead here. Right in about a lap here, Jake. In a lap, we're gonna watch
road because that'll change it.
I don't know if anybody's gonna. They don't have to pit right now. I think Venezuela, he's already pitted. So he may be generous enough to let him go by. But let's see how Caden handles this. He's locking him up. He's locking him up. It's an opportunity. Gregory takes him on the inside.
Timed it perfectly and he's going to lead his first laps of the season, but Rush is right there on him. He's not willing to give this up easily.
That's not a good idea, Caden. You're going to end up sliding.
As long as he doesn't punt him and take each other out, that'll give Cockrell the lead. He is 16 seconds back. So they've left him in the dust.
Caden may want to back it down a little bit and just take his material and deal with it. You know, a second is a whole lot better than a 20-second.
Tommy Amos is off. Oh, and around goes.
I told you. It's over, Caden. Caden is out there mowing the grass with the rest of them. He wanted to see what time he was looking at.
A lot of time, and he just lost it under braking.
Yeah, he's 10 seconds back now.
Yep. Yeah. He lost 10 seconds just off of that. Cars are pitting. Cockrell is in. Brian Tong is in.
Caden better pit because his tires are jello. He's driving on.
Well, everybody's pitting now. I think you're going to have to. Otherwise, you're going to continue to lose time to the folks that decided to pit and get fresher tires. When will we see Hectus come onto pit road? He's the leader. Cockrell was in third spot. He's back out running P6 right now on fresh tires. Tong finally gets to his pit stall. Through turn 10.
I'm feeling the pain of Caden Rush right now. Just feeling the pain because I know he's kicking himself in the butt.
Gervais in front of him. Heck just decides to stay out another lap. Have to backtrack for Rush. He's in turn 10 now. And here comes second place. Caden Rush is on pit road.
Yep,
just don't speed.
Oh, don't lock him up.
Commitment code is on the other side of the turn.
Well, he knows he's hit it about 7 times.
Yeah, that's true. Cecil Keith is on pit road. He's pretty slow. Same with Major. They were at the back of the pack. And the leader, Gregory Hectus, is caught up to David Gervais. This will put 12 cars on the lead lap once he gets by Gervais. Staying out, still Feemster, Andrew Melvin, Stephen West, Brian Johnson, Mike Eames, Gervais, Chris Johnson, Smith, Pluff, Hollyfield, and more. Melvin is on pit road. He's 41 seconds behind the leader as Gervais goes a lap down. That leaves 12 cars left on the lead lap. Quick little pit stop for Rush, 14.4 seconds. We'll have to see if Hectus's crew can replicate that. Through turn 7, now to the S's. Stephen West is on pit road. He was in the
Gregory
6th spot.
Was smart. He would pit right now.
He's got to pit this time by.
Yeah.
Him and Feemster. Even if Feemster will take the lead if Hectus pits this time by. But if Feemster pits, I don't think it'll matter too much. Into turn 10. Here comes Hectus. Around turn 10, headed for turn 11. And the leader's on pit road. Gregory Hectus is in.
Smart move. Because that's as fast as Caden Rush is on those.
Canova, turn 10. Got sideways through turn 10 and hit the tires on exit. He gets the car going straight. I found that trying to find the second place car, Kyle Feemster. He's only in turn 9. So he is way back there. Caden Rush should reclaim the lead here. He's only 10 seconds behind Feemster, and Feemster is staying out. So Kyle Feemster will take the lead as Jay Felton comes in again. Well, again, this is the first time he's pitting for tires. Hectus is almost off pit road.
Yeah, they're going to be battling together again here, I think.
Just got off pit road, and there goes Feemster to the lead. So Hectus comes out in front of Caden Rush.
Yeah, two and a half seconds. Yeah. Almost 3 second gap between them.
And it would have been more than that, but Rush has probably been pushing like crazy. Remember, it was a 10-second gap when they went on to pit road.
Yeah.
Because of the spin. Troy Campbell, I didn't even know he was on track. He's gone to the garage area. He wasn't on track. He must have been spotting for somebody. He was spotting for Hollinsworth. Crash! And Feemster's in it. This is turn 5, turn 6.
Oh, it's bad.
Caden Rush is in it. All 3 are in it. All 3 of the leaders.
Oh,
Rush,
no.
Feemster, and Hectus.
Let's watch that replay and find out what happened to
Again.
Feimster right there to cause that.
I think Feimster just got... Oh, he got dive bombed and hit by Valenzuela. Valenzuela sent it in under the brakes. Had no idea Feimster was going to stop that much. A decent bit of contact for Hectus, and then more contact, worse contact for Caden Rush.
Oh my gosh, that was terrible for them.
Feimster fourth. He's on pit road. Hectus now just trying to stay alive. The gap is just under 3 seconds between him and Caden Rush.
But they both have front end damage now. I mean, that synchronized crashing that went on right there caused both of them a big problem.
Yeah, I think Rush certainly hit harder than Hectus did.
Yeah, he felt that one. Let's look at the front end of Rush's car here. And see if
Gervais is still out there. Chris Johnson, he's already a lap down. He's on pit road. 15 cars are on the lead lap right now. Last car on the lead lap is Brian Johnson in the 4. He is not that far ahead. Well, he's farther than I thought he was. Ahead of the leader, Gregory Hectus.
Well, to even the playing field, both Gregory Hectus and Caden Rush both have damaged front ends. You got crinkled hoods and crinkled front end bumpers, and doesn't look like much else than that. There's no fenders. Well, there is a fender sticking out on the driver's side of Hectus, but I don't think it's hurting him at all as he comes past 82.
Yeah, he gets by... Heck, I can't even find his name. He gets by Winatsi Major. He goes really wide, and he's going to let Hayden go by as well. Major has fallen to 31st. He's 5 laps down. I don't know how that happened.
We have Clifton Cockrell. He's in 3rd place in the 16.
Yeah. Well, he's back in that 3rd spot. Feimster is now in the 6th position. Feimster spun it again.
He's not having a good day.
In front of the leader, Cecil Keith turned 10. He lost
Feimster's whole front end is tore up.
Here comes Cockrell. Cockrell misses him. Jeffrey Smith almost hit him. We had something. Feimster's wrecked it again.
Yeah, that's unusual. Kyle Feimster usually is really good at this. He's doing his best to stay on the lead lap, I think.
Out of existence. Coming off turn 3, and then by turn 4, he was spun out in the grass. Feimster's now rolling in the 8th spot. He lost a lot of spots. Yeah. Valenzuela now, he's a little slow, gets it going. Powell's on pit road, still no hood for him. And here comes Caden Rush. Just a second between the top 2 as Holyfield has to get out of the way. What a turn of events we've had over the last 4 laps.
Yeah, this is going to get really interesting coming up here.
And here comes Rush, sends it in on Holyfield.
Oh, he's going to take it deep. Caden Rush wants that lead back, and he knows
plenty of clean racetrack in front of him. Next lap car is in turn 9, and it's Tommy Amos. Coming around into turn 11. The gap just over a second between Hectus and Caden Rush. Both looking for their first career iRacing Stock Car Association wins.
Yeah, this will set a precedence. This will put them in a championship lead, and depending on where everybody else finishes, they could have a fairly good cushion going into next week's race.
Yeah. You just got to be able to keep the cars clean at the same time.
Yeah, because we still have 15 cars now that are a lap down or more.
Yeah.
We got more than 15 because we only have 15 cars on the lead lap. Rest of them are a lap more down.
And we have 31 on the racetrack right now, so 16 are a lap down. Oh, man, Rush just slid it. out of whatever that was, turn 5, turn 6, out of the carousel. Here they come now. More lap traffic ahead of him. That's the 12. Mike Doyle, Tommy Amos also right in front of him. Both of them already one lap down at least.
Well, presently as we ride along here, we've got Gregory Hectus of 996 is in the lead, and Caden Rush is rushing to see if he can get the lead in second place. Clifton Cockrell
Doyle's in the way. He almost got booted by Hectus. And here comes Rush flying through turn 10, cuts the gap to half a second, sends it into turn 11.
Yeah, when he rushes, he's going to make a mistake, but he does know he's got less than, well, we got 18 laps left before this race is over.
Hang on to those tires at this point. Because look at that, he's sideways coming out of that little kink there on the front stretch.
And it looks like...
Or he's going to be in the same spot that he was in before they pitted. Amos gets out of the way.
It looks like Ben Quimby in a 10 is going to take it to the garage.
He's done for the night.
Yep, he has called it quits.
He was on pit road last time by, so it makes sense. He's had a rough outing here at Sonoma.
Yeah, this is a love it or hate it track. I mean, some people love it and some people hate it. And they'll run it just because they have to, but they won't love it.
It's a lot more hate than love, especially for this configuration. The old configuration, without this infield part of the course where they would go from turn 3, then down that full stretch into turn 4 and up to that like 90-degree wall, and then into turn number 6, or turn number 7 rather. Skipping that infield part. That one, a lot more people are accustomed to than this one, where similar to the IndyCar track, where they go out onto the drag strip and then veer off. And then go through the S's. And Hectus is pulling away again. It's back up over a second. He's got lap cars in front of him. He's got the 70 who gets out of the way. And then there's Brian Johnson who's fighting to stay on the lead lap. In front of him, David Gervais. Same thing. Johnson goes way wide. And Hectus gets by him without a hinch.
Yeah, that's courtesy. That is courtesy. Oh, 15 of Caden Rush. He is going to have the same opportunity. Maybe no. It looks like Johnson is battling him.
He's going to send it in here going into 2. Almost got into it.
Yeah, he's going to have to be patient. David Gervais is not going to let that leader by one more time. He is staying in front of him. David Gervais in that 5 car. He does. Oh,
Hectus gets by him, and Johnson lets Rush by.
See, the problem when you're going into a turn like that, if you're courteous and let the leaders by, you stand a chance of meeting some grass. So you may want to pick a...
We're getting run over. Holy cow, Caden Rush, what a save.
Yeah, I was... See, there goes David Gervais. He's mowing the grass.
Keeps it off the tires, goes up the hill, literally, and then comes back down onto the racetrack. Tommy Amos is the closest car to hitting him, but he won't. So, how about that?
Watching all these grass riders, we should have had John Deere as a sponsor for this race because these guys are tearing up the grass. The landscapers are going to have a lot to fix when this race is over.
We should have gone into Wreckfest and done lawnmower racing. This racetrack.
Some of these guys are like that.
13 cars are on the lead lap. Mike Knight, the last car on the lead lap.
I'm thinking some of these guys that are 2 or 3 laps down, they're just thinking to themselves, you know, how can we make some extra money? Well, let's go mow some grass while we're racing.
Coming to 15 laps to go. Oh, that one car is all torn up.
Looks like we got 2 cars on pit road here.
Barkley's got no front end anymore. And, I mean, his looks worse than
wow. Yeah.
And he was running pretty well inside the top 10 solidly. Well, he made
that might have been a sympathy crash for Kenny Powell. He might have not wanted Kenny to be the only one without any front end, so he might have purposely wrecked.
I'm not sure. It's been a while since he wrecked it. Been at least 2 laps. I'm still rewinding, just trying to find it. I don't think I'm going to find it anytime soon. Still going.
Well,
this happened long before.
Yeah, Michael Knight in that 68 is the last car on the lead lap here.
Oh, not anymore. Think of Michael Schuer in the 75.
Oh, he got lapped.
Yep. Knight got lapped. And Tommy Amos is off in turn 4 again.
I think Tommy's confused. I think he was told in the beginning of this race that there's some cross-country driving that you have to do, and I think somebody steered him in the wrong direction.
He's trying to find the shortcut that it appears the leaders have been doing this whole time, because they are gone again. 2 seconds between the leaders, and then 15 seconds from Rush to Cockrell. And Cockrell hasn't been all that slow.
Yeah, but as you've seen earlier, it just takes one mistake. Somebody slipping in front of those leaders will cause that gap between second and third to close up really quick.
Caden Rush is pushing again, but Hectus is pulling away from Rush at this point. Almost a 3-second lead.
And we still got 15 laps to go, Jake. 15 laps is a long time. There's still 30 minutes left of this race. Anything can happen in 30 minutes. Anything can happen in a split second.
Yeah. We already saw the contact that involved the top two and Kyle Feemster. Feemster back in the 7th spot right now. A lot of lap traffic in front of Hectus. He's got Schuer fighting to stay on the lead lap, Eames fighting to stay on the lead lap, and Sam Lear, who's already 1 lap down in the 23rd spot. He is the last car 1 lap down, trying to prevent himself from being the first car 2 laps down.
Well, we've got some newbies that are new to the season and this league this year and racing with us that are really showing us what they got. This ought to be a very interesting season.
Yeah, top 3, all rookies.
Oh, it's going to be an amazing season. I hope everybody stays with us and we race this whole season out together and see where the chips fall.
Half of the top 10 is made up of rookies in this race. The only returning ones in the top 5 or in the top 10 are Andrew Melvin in 4th, Stephen West in 5th, Kyle Feemster 7th, Austin Bulkey 8th, and Mike Eames 9th.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one heck of a track to start the season out with. And am I seeing some things, or is the track? Are we starting to get a little bit dark out here?
Well, it's clouds. It's only 1 o'clock. It's only been an hour of this race, so some cloud must have come over that part of the racetrack. Because you're right, it got very dark very quickly.
That's going to make a whole different change on that track right there. What is the temperatures of that? Is our track? Yeah, our track has cooled off quite a bit
now.
Yeah. We must have cloud overage.
Looks like that cloud's still over the S's part of the racetrack.
Yeah, we're partly cloudy right now, with a chance of
sure. Lap down. Eames slid off course and is able to get back on. Now he's a lap down. So move.
Look at that. We've got Feemster. That Feemster in the grass again here.
That's Sam Lear in the 78.
Was that Sam? I'm watching the blimp cam, so it's kind of hard for me to see who they are. I just assumed that Feemster was out there.
Again. No, Feemster kept it on the course.
Yeah, Feemster's battling with Brian Tong here. He wants 6th place. And there's a heck of a battle going on there. For as much damage as Feemster's got on that machine of his, he's pretty competitive still. But it does look like Brian Tong is loose. I expect to see Kyle Feemster take that position away here rather quickly.
And Feemster's all over him. They're in turn 2 right now.
Yeah, he's going to get him. He will get him in one of these turns.
Yeah.
If he can just keep it on the track.
If you can stand behind him far enough, you might try it again in turn 7. Had another car up in the carousel, too far away for me to tell, and it was irrelevant at this point. Because it's not the first time nor the last time that we'll see that.
And there goes Feemster. He's got it on the inside. He passes him clean.
6th. And now he's got 14 seconds to make up till he can catch Stephen West for that 5th spot.
Well, even if he finishes in 6th, that's one hell of a finish for as much damage as he's got on that vehicle.
Yeah. Back to the leader in the Hectus, headed for turn 4. Almost a 3-second gap right now between him and Rush. Something has happened to Rush's car, whether it was the damage or if he just burned his stuff off too quickly, because they're running identical lap times right now.
But, this season's not going to be the same, Jake, without seeing Robbie Yachty out here doing. I think he would give Gregory Hectus and Caden Rush a run for their money, and I think it would
I
be
don't
great
know.
competition here.
I don't know how good of a road course driver he is, but I know at the ovals, so everywhere else this season except for Watkins Glen, he would be up at the top of the board constantly. If he shows up to Chicagoland next week, look out, because he's going to be up at the top pretty quickly.
There goes Feemster. He's going to the inside. He's going to pass by these lap cars of 21 there of Tyler Pluff. He's one lap down. Feemster is trying to get up as far as he can away from these leaders. He does not want to get put a lap down.
Well, Hectus has a long way to go to get to the next couple of cars. It's Jeffrey Smith and James Colabali. They're already one lap down, trying to prevent from being 2 laps down. The next car that's within distance to get lapped is Austin Bulkey. He's up into turn 2, while the leader just got to the start-finish line. So he's got a long way to go until he gets lapped.
That's good. If you can finish this race, no matter if your car is clean or not, if you can finish on the lead lap, that is a great finish.
That's true.
No matter what position, because this is a very hard track. As you can see, about many people have been off this track. A lot of people are hoping that they make these turns a little bit wider.
Or something.
Yeah, these tires are brought to us by Goodyear, not John Deere, and these guys need to stay off that grass. Those tires don't have much traction on them.
Rain tires could be a possibility, but I don't think they're really wanting that right now.
No. This would be a fun track in the rain.
They'd be able to do it. At least nowadays. 5-second gap between Hectus and Rush. What in the world happened to that 15 car? It's like it just fell off a cliff.
Well, it did at one point.
Fastest car in the field.
He might be feeling the damage of that front end, that earlier wreck that he got into with Kyle Feemster and Gervais or Valenzuela.
He's still the second fastest car on the track, but he's a second and a half slower than Hectus, the leader right now.
Yeah, but we can't stick a fork in this because this race is not even nearly done. I mean, there's a lot of things could happen.
Go. This time by as Hectus takes the line. He's got some lap traffic in front of him. It's Smith and Colabali trying to stay at least 1 lap down. They're trying to keep that up, trying not to fall 2 laps down.
Well, Kyle Feemster is closing in on that 5th position. He is now only at roughly about 10 seconds behind him now.
Oh, crash Hectus! He just hit Colabali.
I told you.
And he's right in the way. I don't know what Colabali was doing. Oh, he almost spun it and spun right back in front of the race leader. A lot of damage to Hectus. Hectus no longer has a front end. Look at that.
Yeah, he's joined the no hood club here, and that's going to give.
Hood, but he doesn't have anything underneath that. You can see the bumper bar, the rating meter, everything.
That's the best thing Caden Rush could have seen right there, but he's needing that. And that's going to play a lot into his stability and turning abilities here. He's going to have a lot of handling problems without that front end, the downforce.
Wow.
That was a great one. You can watch the lap times tricking here and see that Caden Rush is closing in now to 3 seconds.
It's down to 3 seconds now.
I told you, Jake, don't stick a fork in him. He's not done.
And I think that ended Hectus' race, honestly. Yeah. He's got to get by Jeffrey Smith right now, but Caden Rush is flying to try and catch up with the leader.
He's seen that wreck, and he's seen what he's watching in his car right now is the time differences between himself and Gregory Hectus. And he knows he's got about 10 laps.
Hectus was 2 seconds slower that last time by 9 laps to go here at Sonoma.
Yeah.
And battle up in front of him. The 12 is in the way. He gets by. That's Doyle again. Still trying to get by Jeffrey Smith.
Yeah, if I was Hectus, I would settle for a second place and not push the envelope with Caden Rush.
Too much, but I would try very hard to protect my spot until he's able to get by and you can't catch up anymore. Still has to try and get by Smith. The gap is still about 2.5 seconds.
Well, Jake, as you see during this race, the protectors are losers. This is a race that is not forgiving. If you try to protect too much and block, you'll end up taking both of you out.
Hectus gets by Smith just fine. The gap is 2 seconds. Gotta wonder what happens if these two cars collide, similar to what we saw happen with Feimster earlier in the race.
Oh, if Clifton Cockrell could come up and win this race,
Cockrell was 20 seconds back, so he'd need both of them to bin it into the tires.
Yeah, it would be a Cinderella story for Cockrell.
It'd be something.
We can't count anybody out. I mean, we've even got Andrew Melvin, 37 and 5th.
Heck, just pulling away again. I don't. Is there like a boost? Is there nitro in that car?
He's got no front end. I mean, he's got plenty of airflow.
Still pulling away from Caden Rush. It's unbelievable.
Let's look at the lap times between them.
8 laps to go.
He's got no front end. Then brakes could be cooling off a lot quicker than what Caden Rush
I was going to say, unless it's the Truex effect where it's cooling off the tires like we saw last night in the real race at Martinsville.
That definitely worked. That worked for Truex.
And Rush is having one a heck of a time trying to get by Jeffrey Smith right now. He's 2 laps down, and he is parked in Rush's way. There he goes by. Next lap car is Austin Bolke. He's fighting to stay on the lead lap. Three and a half seconds is the gap for first and second.
Maybe Caden is slowing it down.
Maybe.
He knows that if he pushes it too much,
it wouldn't help him, thinking the damage would be enough. Right. Apparently not.
Well, all he needs to do is hope that these other 30 drivers will do something in front of Gregory Heckus, and he could benefit from it. Maybe you're seeing him sitting back there and staying back 3 seconds, because that's all he's going to need is for somebody to mess up in front of Gregory Heckus.
Bolke up in front of him right now. That's for 8. That's 8th place. So we'll have 7 cars on the lead lap once Bolke gets lapped.
And he's about to get lapped right now.
Almost got into him. Drag race. Bolke lets him by. 7 cars on the lead lap and 7 laps to go. There's a possibility that Brian Tong gets lapped. I don't think they'll get to Kyle Feimster in time before the end of this thing. Unless Feimster has some help in going around.
I am amazed at the ability these cars are handling, like without any front end downforce at all.
Yeah.
But like I said, the brakes are able to stay cooler because there is absolutely no front end. He left his front end in somebody's trunk.
We haven't seen a lot of wrecks in the last couple of laps. The gap is 5 seconds. You can't even see Hectus and Caden Rush on the same camera angle. And Rush went off in turn 5 in the carousel. He went off.
It's over
for him. Just slid off the racetrack and got back on. And I think that's the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, that put him 8 seconds back.
8 seconds back.
Yeah. So if Gregory can just hold tight, and avoid.
Is 18 seconds behind Rush. If Rush makes another mistake, Cockrell could potentially get there and take second place away. But you got to feel for Caden Rush. Led the most laps today. I think. Well, maybe not now, actually. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, I think
Gregory Hectus has held on for more laps than Rush. Because Rush did not lead at the halfway point. Rush got passed just before that. It'll be close because I know Feimster let a couple laps in there too. But Hectus has put on a heck of a show with just 6 laps to go. Next car up in front of the leader is Hollingsworth. He's gone off a couple times tonight. He's already 1 lap down.
Yeah, looks like Gregory Hectus is built Ford tough in that 996. He's just
Yeah.
no front end. He's just moving away. But we
Next
have to
car to
give
get.
credit to Caden Rush. I mean, that's a rookie. Okay, it's a rookie
Yeah.
driver to come in here and finish second on a road course. That's a rookie that I expect to see great things from. I mean, that's amazing. So
Top three, all rookies. Hectus, Rush, Cockrell. Every single one of them is a rookie right now, and they are outperforming all of the returning drivers that are here.
well, I see Gregory and Cockrell. They have an A license. They're not rookies.
Yeah. And Rush has a D license of all things, and
Yes,
he's still outperforming a lot of people.
yeah.
Mike Eames has a rookie license, and he's P9 right now. Curtis Valenzuela has a 4.20 safety rating in A-Class. Barkley has a 4.64 safety rating in A-Class. They're running 15th and 14th.
Yeah, they've got there's a lot of rookies in D-Class
again.
But Jacob, let me point this out. How bad do you feel getting past a car that's got absolutely half a car left?
I mean, it can't be great. And I tell you what, Hectus just blinked out of existence for a moment there. I got really scared for him.
Yeah, he might be having some technical difficulties there, but he's only got to hold it together for another 5 laps. Almost not even 5, about 4.5 more laps, and he's going to find himself in victory lane. Part of his car is going to be in victory lane. The other part is back here in turn 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, somewhere like that.
Yeah, it's I don't even remember where he wrecked, to be completely honest with you. Somewhere on the racetrack. As there's Kenny Powell up in the way again without the hood. He's running the late model here tonight in Sonoma.
Yeah, they're the Smash Brothers.
Smashing everything. Cars, tires, walls.
Yeah, this is not a demolition derby, guys.
10 seconds the gap between P1 and P2 right now.
I think they're going to have a helicopter that's going to have a huge Magnon that's just going to fly over the track and pick up all the body parts. Because we have a very few cars that have got a very clean race car left on this track.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Cockrell might be one of the few. He's been able to keep his car relatively clean.
Brian Tong is one of those that might be pretty clean.
But Tong's also in danger of losing a lap.
Yeah, he's in 7th position, but he just went down a lap now.
It's Kenny Powell just overcooked the corner. He's in the tires in turn 11, and he's stuck. Now gets it out and rolling.
Yeah, he's trying to gain some extra cushion on the front of that car by hitting stuff and hoping it sticks to his front end so he gets some downforce. That's what Kenny Powell's idea.
I wouldn't think that would help the aerodynamics nonetheless, but we've got 4 laps to go, and the next car that Hectus will get to is the 7 of Brian Tong. And if he's able to lap him, that'll leave 6 cars on the lead lap.
I think he's going to get him. Stephen West. Now, the 7 of Brian Tong is really a clean-looking car. I know Stephen West was in a wreck or two. Or he lost it a couple times. I don't know if he hit anything. It looks like his front end.
I don't think he did, but he's been very aggressive. He got passed by Feimster. So I think West did blow it at one point. Or Feimster's been driving the wheels off that thing. Feimster's now in the 5th spot.
God, Stephen West has got some front end damage. He certainly does.
Okay, well then, yeah, he definitely binned it. Meanwhile,
he's got no hood. Yeah, he's got no hood. He left his hood back somewhere. But meanwhile, the 1st and 2nd, there is a comfortable 10-second gap between 1st and 2nd. Gregory Hectus
almost 11 seconds now. Yeah. But Cockrell isn't able to close in on Rush either. Even though Cockrell's running about a second faster than Hectus and everybody else, Hectus just disappeared again, and now he reappeared about 3/10 farther back than he was on Tong, coming to 3 laps to go here at Sonoma. So the drama's not done yet. We'll see if Hectus' internet can hang around for 3 more laps.
Hectus is not reappearing with more of a front end than he had when he left, so I mean he's not doing anything to help him here.
And the gap is now down to 9 seconds because of it.
Yeah, he just has to hold it together for 2.5 more laps. He's got exactly about 8 minutes left to be in victory lane. If he can just be patient,
And his first
take your
start.
time. Yeah, you've got a 9-second lead. 9 seconds is huge.
First start, first career win. Be a picture perfect day here at Sonoma. You just got to make it around 3 more times. Now make it 2.5. Battle right in front of him. That's Tong and
Oh, we got one off the track right there.
Gervais goes wide, hit the curb pretty hard. That was Tong, rather. Gervais is 1 lap down, trying not to become 2 laps down. He's about to, though, because here comes Hectus.
Yeah, David Gervais does not want to go a lap down, but he's battling for just another lap down is all he's battling for. But he courteously pulls over and lets him by. So
he's running in the 19th spot right now.
Yeah.
And
we're going to finish this race.
He's got a long way to go to catch Pluff, and Hollingsworth is 13 seconds, almost 14 seconds behind him. So he'll probably stay in that spot as long as he doesn't wreck it.
Yeah, we're going to have 7 cars on the lead lap, I guess, when this finishes. Because now, coming across the line, we're going to have 2 laps. 2 laps to go before we call this a race.
You have to feel for Caden Rush. So close.
I feel for him, but Caden Rush, he cannot be disappointed. He ran a spectacular race.
Come back, head up, held high, and come back at Chicagoland and show us something.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, do not let this bring you down at all, because coming here and hit cars that was not his fault. Some of the times he used his material up a little bit too much, but that comes with time. I mean, you learn that.
2 of the 3 times that he wrecked weren't really his fault.
No.
Things just kind of happened in front of him. The one time that it did, it really cost him when he slid off there in the carousel.
I mean, he got wrecked by seasoned drivers.
Yeah, he got involved in the wreck with Feemster there when he was on old tires, and then again with Hectus.
And Kyle Feemster, he's a seasoned driver. I mean, he's a really good driver. And
he also had that lockup that cost him the lead before they pitted.
Yeah.
In turn 11, that cost him a bit. It just comes down to mistakes, and somehow Hectus has made the least amount of mistakes, even though he doesn't have a front bumper anymore. As he comes through turn 8, now through turn 9, they'll see the white flag this time by.
And you have to not avoid this fact, Jake. This is a road course. We may be looking at Caden Rush and Gregory Hectus as really good road races, but over tracks they may not be as good at.
And there goes Tong. He falls 1 lap down. 6 cars on the lead lap. Hectus out of turn 11. He will see the white flag. 1 more lap to go from Sonoma, California.
He's just got to keep it together. He has a very comfortable, almost 10-second gap between himself and Caden Rush is second place. And behind Caden Rush is Clifton Cockrell. He's another 18 seconds behind Caden Rush. So everybody just needs to finish where they're finishing, but finish there. I mean, don't press the envelope here.
Just got to make it to the checkered flag.
Yeah, Gregory Hectus just has a couple more times to push on that middle pedal and a couple more times to push on that far right pedal, and he'll be a winner. He's got
something to talk about.
Right. Absolutely. We will talk to the winner here, whether it's Caden Rush or Gregory Hectus, in about 5 or 6 minutes.
It won't be long.
And I know we have some tired drivers. This is 45 laps. This is just treacherous.
Had a car off in front of him, Tyler Pluff. Hectus will get there to him, I think. But through turn 10, coming to turn 11.
Last turn, here it comes, and we're going to have Gregory Hectus. If he can just keep it together for one more right turn.
He's going to fight for his lead lap back. Contact.
He had to lock it.
Drama in the last corner, but it doesn't matter. Gregory Hectus in his first start is going to win the Season 3 opener at Sonoma.
Amazing job.
He cannot be happy with Brian Tong after that move there in turn 11 on the last lap. And now Tong has to go all the way back around the racetrack. He's got to do one more lap. He only took the white flag.
Yeah. So we have Caden. Obviously, we have Gregory Heckus as our winner today, and we have Caden Rush in the 15th, who's taking second. Clifton Cockrell in the 16th for third. Andrew Melvin in the 37th for fourth. Kyle Feemster has came back and victoriously got himself a 5th place finish in a 38. Stephen West has got him a 6th place finish. The last car on the lead lap is Brian Tong because of that brave move he made at the last turn and got himself right back on the lead lap. He finishes 7th. We've got 8th, 1 lap down is Austin Bulkey in the 25. 9th in the number 3 is Michael Eames, 1 lap down. In the 75 of Michael Schuer is 1 lap down in 10th.
Brian Johnson, he'll finish 11th. Everybody from here on out is at least 1 lap down. 4 of Johnson, he finishes 11th. 12th place, Mike Knight in the 68. 13th, the 94 of Isaac Barkley. We saw he had some damage. 14th, the 993 of Harry Wills. 14th, the 36 of... Make that 15th, the 36 of Curtis Valenzuela. I have a scoring error. I don't know why. I have 2 15th places. Jay Felton in the 30 car. I guess he's going to finish 16th. 17th, the 2 car of Chris Johnson. 18th, Tyler Pluff in the 21. And 2 laps down, the 19th, the 5 of David Gervais. 20th, 2 laps down, the 97 of Jeff Hollingsworth.
And we've got to finish in the 21st position, 2 laps down, is going to be the 96 of Jeffrey Smith. And then in 22nd would be the 78 of Sam Lear, 2 laps down. Also 2 laps down is the 90 of Ron Hollyfield, who finishes in the 23rd position. And the 24th will be Cecil Keith, and he is 3 laps down into the 33. Tommy Amos in the 28 car. He is also 3 laps down in 25th. James Cullabay in the 17 car is also 3 laps down in 26th position. Rounding out the last bit of drivers that we had starting this race is going to be the 70 of Dylan Canova. He is 4 laps down in 27th. Michael Doyle in a 12 car. He is also 4 laps down in 28th position. And we have Kenny Powell in the 24. He is 5 laps down and he finishes 29th. And we have Majors in the 82. He is 6 laps down in 30th position. And we have last is Ben Jr. He finishes out 23 laps down in 31st position. And that rounds out all of our cars for this race. Again, we had great time and congratulations to Gregory Heckus in that 996 and a very good run for Caden Rush. He may come home second. He is the first loser, but he has nothing to be sad about. He had a tremendous drive.
He put on one heck of a show for all of us. And it certainly was a fun time for all of us to watch that, because it was a grand old time to watch Caden fight his way up, pulled away by a lot, and then obviously overdrove his stuff before the pit stops, got passed by Hectus. Hectus came off pit road, the leader after pit stops. Then the contact with Feemster that involved Hectus and Rush. What an incredible, incredible job.
It was great. We now have the winner of today's race, Gregory Hectus. Gregory, what a tremendous run with half a car.
Yeah, I don't know what the front end looks like yet. I haven't seen it, but I think I hit everything that was spinning in front of me.
Well, it's one of those dent menders cannot help you. Okay, you have a whole front end that's missing, Gregory, but you were able to manage at one point. Second place, Caden Rush. It looked like he was going to get back with you there because you got a little bit of lap traffic issues. You guys had a tie up earlier in the race around lap 20, 21, something like that. We had a couple cars got some synchronized crashing, and you guys got involved in that. It looks like you recovered from that pretty well, and your pit stop, I think, is what won you the race because you got out about 3 seconds ahead of Caden Rush, and from there on, it's all she wrote.
Yeah, I felt like I got onto pit road real good there, and then when we came out and that incident happened in the carousel there, I was worried because my temperature started shooting up and I was trying to maintain it. So I was kind of just holding a gap between me and Clayton. He was kind of keeping me honest there. And I knew if I could get it to where we started losing the tires, I would start cooling down. So it was lucky that it didn't blow up because of the amount of downshifts and stuff. I was worried that it was going to blow up.
What's amazing that it even was overheating because you absolutely have no front end. And I think that's what helped keep your brakes cool.
Well, it definitely was a lot better on the longer run there at the end too. The track seemed to be a lot more grippy after the pit stops. I'm thinking could be that I don't have a front end, but it definitely was, temperature was dropping and it had a little bit more.
Well, Gregory, here's the biggest test. You got a boatload of sponsors on that car. Name them all.
Well, I mean, I'll first promote my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Frozen Cactus. And I also got to thank my Team Tifosi. And we've been working on the set all week. I got Oculus. I got the iRacers Lounge podcast, which you can get it every Thursday night. We record it every Thursday night. And yeah, I'm just happy to bring this one home to start the season.
Now, Gregory, are you a road racer, or is this something we can see week after week, even with the ovals, or the miles, or half miles, or the bigger tracks? Are you competitive pretty well on those too, or are you a really good road racer?
I'm actually more specialty in the ovals. The roads, for some reason, the guys on my team always when we come to a road course always laugh because for some reason I can throw these stock cars around. I've been getting better in the GT cars, but the stock cars, for some reason, I can throw around the track better. So I don't know what it is. I just love this car. I love being in VR too. VR is definitely helped me since I've switched to it.
Yeah, it gives you more of an immersion. I also cannot race with a monitor. I have to have VR, but I'm also a 50-year-old man. So you don't sound like a 50-year-old man. So you still got your good vision, 20/20, not 12/12 like I probably have. So anyways, it was a great race to watch. You and Caden Rush did a tremendous job at keeping the rest of the field. Do you know there was only 6 cars on the lead lap, and I think it was 7 cars because at the very end there, it looked like Brian Tong dove in deep, and you had to check up right before the start-finish line.
I told them on the last lap there, or the 2 laps to go, I'd keep him on the lead lap, and then he blew the one corner there, coming to 1 to go, and I went past him. And I said, "I'll let you back by just before the start-finish line," and then he blew the corner again. So I don't know if me being nice was going to pay off, but thank God nothing happened.
Sometimes nice guys finish second, Gregory.
It's early in the season. I want to be. I want to get respect from the guys on this. I'm a really respectful racer, and I don't try and push the thing or anything if I don't have.
Well, I seen that, and sure am glad that I may be in the lineup there, but I'm not. I wasn't on the track, and I sure am glad I wasn't because it's easier to make fun of these guys that were doing a little lawnmower activity in the back stretch there than being the person doing that.
Yeah, I think I went by one time. Someone was parked on the hill, and I was surprised that it didn't tell me there was a caution or anything in that corner. But there was someone just.
Yeah, I think he was farther enough up. He was way up there. He had some fans. He went and signed some autographs, I think, is what that was going on there.
Something like that. Well, all right, Greg. Well, congratulations on the win. We hope to see you back next week at Chicagoland, and can't wait to see you then. Congratulations.
All right, thanks, guys.
There's your winner, Gregory Hectus, the man from Canada, getting the job done here in the iRacing Stock Car Association. Final thoughts here, Al, before we wrap things up.
Not much, Greg. It was a great race, and I sure am. Can't wait to see next week and find out if what Gregory's saying is true, if he's just as good on the ovals as he is on the road course.
Well, that wraps our coverage here from Sonoma. Gregory Hectus, your winner of race 1 of many here in the iRacing Stock Car Association. From all of us here, Eric Rucker, who's been running the broadcast for us, Al Kozlowski here with me. I'm Jacob Hitz. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you back next week at Chicagoland. Good night.